Welcome to Daily Devotions. We are in Matthew chapter 10 today, and hopefully you've read the entire chapter. And man, I'm telling you, after reading this chapter, I am fired up. I am super encouraged to be a follower of Jesus Christ. And it's no wonder that I go on Facebook and my feed is constantly filled with little 15-second video clips of pastors saying the God who brought you to it is going to bring you through it. What God has for you, if you're a Christian, is better than anything else in this life. And prosperity and gospel, prosperity, blah, 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 blah. And everything's going to be roses if you just follow Jesus, because that's not at all what this chapter says. It actually says in verse 22 and many other parts in the chapter, and you will be hated by my name's sake, but he who endures to the end will be saved. Jesus says, hey, you're going to be hated. You call yourself a Christian, you're going to be hated. You're going to face turmoil, and you're going to go to some places and they're not going to receive you, and you're going to have to leave and shake the dust off your feet and go on to the next one. Recently in the news, it was Mike Pence's wife was being blasted because she worked at a Christian school, but they spun it as, you know, she hates LGBTQ, RSTUV plus 27 people because she believes in the Bible. And I saw many Christians so grieved by the fact that she was being hated for Christ's namesake, but those who endure to the end will be saved. And so we can grieve those things and we can say, man, it shouldn't be this way, but Jesus tells us it's going to be this way. And so it's nice to follow Christ when everything's going great. It's nice to follow Christ and be in our communities at church, but we need to also remember that if the world hates us, remember that it hated him first. And that's not to say that we should have the woe is me attitude, like, oh, we're so persecuted, because let's be honest, in America, we live in the most free, prosperous nation in history. And even though little articles, while very disturbing like this and very telling of the culture, will come out, we are blessed to live in a nation in which we are free to go to and fro and preach the name of Jesus. And even if we are hated for it, we are free to do it. And so I think we have an opportunity that the apostles didn't have. We have an opportunity that many people of Jesus's day didn't have, and many of Jesus's followers up until this moment and this point in time in history didn't have. And so we should seize the opportunity and shake the dust off where we need to shake the dust off, but ratchet up the love where we need to ratchet up the love. And that's the love of Christ, of course. And even when we're hated, we know that those who endure to the end will be saved. And so that is what I have for you today. One could read this and become discouraged, but I read it and I am encouraged because of the point in time in which we live, that we can, and I've heard it said before, that we are the first generation to see the Great Commission come to full fruition because of what we're doing right now. I'm talking into an iPhone camera and it can go all over the world if we wanted it to. And so what are we doing today? And how are we utilizing our freedoms and our technology and our access to people to proclaim the name of Jesus, even in the dark areas of the internet, the dark areas of our communities in which the name of Jesus is hated? Those are the areas where Christ is most needed. And so that's just a challenge for me and for you today. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow for Matthew chapter 11.